A White Wilson doctor is someone who has been called to serve others, someone who gives their all to their patients and whose service to their community embodies a legacy that has been more than 75 years in the making. And for many big and small, there is one name that comes to mind.
Dr. Ruby!
He cares about everyone, whether you're his patient or a parent or just a person in the community. He truly cares, and it shows.
We started seeing him, actually it was me and my brother both were patients of Dr. Rigby. And going into him, of course, he always made you feel comfortable. He always made you feel like you're a part of a family. You never felt like you were actually seeing a doctor. You felt like you were seeing someone that you'd known for a long time.
I remember when I was little, he would like put the thing in your ear and he would say like, I think there's a bird in your ear. And he would start making the little sounds. And then when I brought her, I think he'd like change characters for the same thing. And then he always made like the soap people or whatever, like the soap and the little bubbles would go in the air, and you kind of like forgot you were at the doctor.
But I definitely do remember like the birds chirping in the ears.
It's just he's blowing the bubbles, he's trying to distract you, he's trying to make you feel comfortable and easy. So when I became a mom, of course, I wanted my son to have the same experience. I trusted him, I was comfortable with him, I knew what to expect when I was coming in, and I wanted my son to have that same experience. I didn't want him going to someone that he felt scared to go see.
Gosh, as a new parent, I mean, all moms need help. Me especially. I had, at 20 years old, I have all of a sudden this baby girl, Jenny, that I'm 100% responsible for. And I just remember this screaming baby and me thinking, this is terrible, I don't know what to do, and I can't do this by myself. And something's wrong, but everybody told me, no, nothing was wrong, that's just babies cry. And I didn't think so, so I take Jenny to Dr. Rigby, and it turns out she had ear infections at 2 weeks old. And that was the beginning, because he told me, he said, no, moms know. You may not have ever been a mom before, but you are now, and moms always know. Listen to your instinct, listen to what your gut is telling you, and go with it.
So I remember when Dr. Rigby came in the room to tell me that they finally had figured out what was wrong with Juliana. And he looked at me and he said, your daughter has a brain tumor, but everything's gonna be okay. And from that moment forward, I just decided that everything was gonna be okay. And he had my back, and that meant the world to me. Like, knowing how confident he was that she was gonna be all right made me feel like everything was gonna be okay. And he took care of us from that point forward, and here she is.
Then years later, 3 years later, I had my second child, Kyle. He had special medical care that he needed, and Dr. Rigby was there for us. And you know, little Kyle was a miracle. He lived 17 years, and when he passed away, Dr. Rigby was the first person to call me and offer his condolences, and he actually was a pallbearer for us at Kyle's funeral. And I remember looking in that front row and seeing Dr. Rigby, and even then I could just tell that he was telling me, yep, you can do this, keep going, you've got this. And that's just the kind of person that he is. He's there for you, he cares. He cares about everyone, whether you're his patient or a parent or just a person in the community. He truly cares, and it shows.
What is even less known, though, is the impact of Dr. Rigby's leadership on the organization of White Wilson Medical Center. Simply put, without Dr. Rigby's leadership, the clinic would not be where it is today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rigby, for listening to me as a young mom 16 years ago. You truly saved my daughter's life.
And thank you so much for saving me. Obviously, I wouldn't be here today without you, and now I'm a senior in high school about to graduate.
Thank you, Dr. Rigby.
Thank you, Dr. Rigby.
You have no idea how much this community appreciates you. Thank you.
Today we honor Dr. Rigby and thank him for 40 years of service, leadership, and exceptional medical care. But most of all, for giving his heart to the children and families of our community.